Welcome, welcome, welcome to this beautiful, empowering webinar Beyond the Sash. How interesting and exciting that is. Beyond the Sash. There's a lot to learn, but before we dive into that, I want to introduce myself. My name is Khushleen Virk. I am also Miss Queen Northern Alberta and a delegate of Miss Personality Canada 2025. And before I tell you everything about myself, I want to put some focus on this Beyond the Sash webinar, which is being organized, and the visionary behind is my best friend, my queen, my sister, my pageant queen, Miss Queen Edmonton. Kiran, how are you today? And can you please tell us why are we here today?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hi, everyone. I'm so thrilled to be here. I am here to advocate for my cause, which is women financial freedom. And we are doing this webinar to empower all the pageant queens for pageant success. We all know the pageants are very expensive and life in general is expensive. Economy has gone off the roof. So we do need to stick together and learn how money works, how finances work, so we can achieve our pageant success. Today, we are discussing a few very important topics, and one of them is learning what is new art of living is. And we also gonna discuss some tools and tips and tricks that we can use in pageant success. And we also have a special guest at the end, which I'm very excited to introduce you all to.
Wow, that looks a lot interesting, and I'd really want to dive into it right away. So, before I heard you saying new art of living, kind of really sounds like a philosophy. Can you tell us more about it? What's new art of living?
Khushleen, you're so right. It is a philosophy. We have heard about art of living and this and that. However, before we understand what new art of living is, we need to know why do we need this. So I do want to quickly share screen, and I want to show you a statistics. Let me see if it lets me. Um,
Well, we love some facts.
yes. Can you see my
Some
see?
hot facts on Google, like
Yes,
right
yes,
away.
we are
Let's
we're
see on
using
screen.
Gemini
He's like, okay,
today.
let's do it. Let's do it. My goodness.
Yes,
There
yes.
shouldn't be any
So
wait
I just
or
want to,
any.
because I just want to make it very clear the prominent problems of Canadians when, like, what is the biggest regret? I just want to kind of like go on and just show everybody what is the biggest regret of a Canadian in general after
Um,
retirement.
After retirement. Wow.
Mhm.
Let's see.
We don't really always think about retirement because we are so young, but it does put things into perspective that we have such a limited time. So one
Yeah.
of the most common regrets is financial regret. And if you see, the first one is not saving enough. And then the second one is waiting too long to start planning, understanding the healthcare cost, not optimizing investments, or not paying down debt sooner. So you see, like the first one is literally all related to finances. I'm gonna stop sharing and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I am 24 years old and I haven't thought about retirement yet. I'm like, there's a lot of time left. I shouldn't be worried about it. But if that's the regret, I mean, the sooner the better, isn't it?
Yeah, because life is
That's
very unpredictable. We never know what's going to happen. We always have to have our own safety net. And being a woman, it's already extremely hard to survive in this world. And if the finances is a top of stress, then you know how hard it can be for everyone, right?
I believe you. I believe you. Women has a really a lot on their plate, and it's really hard to manage all of these things. But let me ask you this. So you said it's a philosophy, and what can you tell us something about this philosophy now?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. As we address the problem, so it does. we need to, if every Canadian, I just wanted to show, if every Canadian is suffering from most of the common problem that is finances, then there has to be whatever we are doing is not working out. And there has to be a new way of living, a new way of seeing the world and having a plan accordingly, right? So in New Art of Living, it is a philosophy which is very, very doable. It's very tangible, which everybody can follow. It includes three kinds of components. So new philosophy has three legs. The first one is multi-handed income. The second one is uh, 10% savings, three rules of money, and three goals. And the last one is, which is like really underrated, however, very, very important to have a sustainable life, which is self-improvement.
That is, oh my goodness, I love self-improvement. And self-improvement is something I can go on and on about, because that's my platform as well, to keep on always improving and become her. That is your higher self.
Yes.
But I'm not going to take the stage away. I will dive into it a little later. But this the fact of having multi-handed income and having to save money already, because 24, I need to save money, a lot of people need to save money. So tell us something about these philosophies in
Yeah, for
individually.
sure, for sure, for sure. Multi-handed income, before we understand multi-handed income, I would dive into a little bit of an example so everybody can understand it. So to understand multi-handed income, what's opposite of multi-handed income? It's a single-handed income, which means, Khushleen, most of our Canadians are working 9 to 5, right? And
Yes.
which is around like 8 hours a day. And if you get work 8 hours a day, how many hours are you gonna get paid for? 8 hours.
Hours.
Simple math, right? And
Yeah.
if that person don't show up at work for any reason, sickness, or they have to go somewhere, family problems, whatever, are they gonna get paid or not?
No.
No, right? So that's what single-handed income is, which disappears when you disappears. You don't really have a quality time. You don't have a freedom. So it's very linear, and it's what the reality of most of the Canadians. However, there's a new concept, which not a new concept, but it is coming into light more and more, and I do want to shed light into it. Multi-handed income. In multi-handed income, now, Kushleen, if I work 8 hours and then someone else is working for 8 hours and the same thing, how many hours are we working together?
If someone else is working 8, that would be 16.
Exactly. And if I have people working for me who are 10, how many hours I'm working now?
10 into 8, 80. 80 plus you, then 88.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is how we should think of multiplying our income rather than addition of the income. The problem is not that we're not saving enough. The problem is we don't have a system where we are not driven to multiply our income by multiplying our hour by working together. So this is where multi-handed income comes in. Um, the
That
second one,
intrigues me a lot.
yeah,
Good.
yeah, like exactly, like
Important facts. I mean, who doesn't want money, especially to fulfill all our dreams? Money is really, really important, even if it's in pageantry. So that's what we are here for, beyond the stash. So,
right.
how is this multi-handed income going to help women beyond the sash and become more confident in the in handling these expenses?
To answer that question, Kushleen, if I would ask a question to everybody, like they might have known someone who is working 9 to 5 or working themselves 9 to 5. They have to ask themselves that if their income is rented or owned.
Okay.
Ah. So
Hi.
our special
Hello.
guest is here. Hi, Sophia.
Hi. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Sophia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Nice
meet
to see
you.
you.
We are
So
still
I was on the question with Kiki. We were discussing about how this multi-handed income is going to help women who are coming into pageantry and handle their expenses and become confident in going with pageants as well.
I see. Yes, I see. I joined in just as you guys were mid-sentence. So please continue.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So Khushleen, to go back to it, I just want everybody to ask themselves if their income is rented or owned, right? Like if they call in sick at work, are they getting paid or not? So we all women, especially in pageantry, we are entrepreneurs. We are strong, empowered women, and we should have this thinking in mind, this perspective in mind that how we can multiply our income, as pageants are expensive. And we do really need to hone into this perspective that okay, let's sit back, let's see where we are right now and how we can grow and multiply it. The second I want to jump in, so yeah, like it's very like multi-handed income is not just a concept anymore. It is a necessity for every person in Canada.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, to do good, you need to be good, and that's how you pour the goodness and promote your cause as well. So I know all of the women who's in pageantry wants to promote their cause, and for that cause, everybody needs to be stable enough to advocate for that cause.
Yes, yes. You cannot you cannot help someone until you're helping yourself. So you have to be a strong pillar yourself to sustain do better in the world. Your bucket has to be so much full with goodness and and strength that it overflows and goes into the world. I
That's
also, without further ado, I also want to step into the second component of New Art of Living, which is 10% savings. Um, uh, According to even Warner Brother, I just want to, I'm obsessed with all these like investment books and stuff. And Warner Buffett, everybody knows he's like one of the biggest investors in the world. Even he said that it is so important to save before spending rather than spending before saving. I sometimes like I sit with people and then they always complain, "Oh, I don't have the budget to save." However, we are not supposed to have a budget for saving. We are supposed to have budget for expenses. We are supposed to save first and then plan our expenses with whatever we are left. So we really need to put this into perspective as well, that saving is so much important. And maybe it's for some people right now, 10% is a huge number because some people are going paycheck to paycheck. However, starting is important even though it's small. So anyone who is willing to save even like a 2% 3% in the beginning, it will change their situation in the future, and they would be able to at least do it 10%. The second the second element to this is three rules of money. Kushlina, are you aware of three rules of money?
well, no, if I was, I would have been saving a lot of money for my retirement, isn't it?
Right? So the three rules of money, this is a very powerful rules which every person, even a child, should know. It includes the compound effect on money, how money plays. The tax effect on money, when you take out the money from your savings or investments, or how does the tax trigger? And the third one is a risk effect, which comes with the time horizon. I won't dive into with in a lot of complexities of numbers and stuff. Our girls can obviously reach out to us anytime when they want. I will get into it quickly. However, compound interest, compound effect, tax effect, and risk effect is very important. The third, that which defines the three rules of money, which defines that if the money is gonna go into your favor or it's gonna go against you, right?
Mm,
So you really need to know this rule. Like this is a very important rule of money. And the last one is three goals. The three goes into a series of, you have to understand first how you're gonna do your income replacement, and then you have to think about income protection, and then generational wealth. This is how it works. Like, the person who's starting in the few, like right now, they have to first, understand that how they can protect their income if something happens. Life is unpredictable, as I said. They have to understand how they can protect their income, or if they have enough investments or savings. Then they jump into income protect replacement. When they grow up, right? Everybody wants to get retired early or on time. And do they have enough funds to sustain themselves after retirement? As I said, we are young and we don't think about these things, but it's very, very important because we have the biggest tangible in our hand, which is time. We are young, we can plan right now, and we can decide either time can go in our favor or against us.
Sorry, Kiki, I just have like I really love the fact. However, since it's me, I want to become the higher self. I want to live like a goddess. There's something about financial freedom that really, interests me a lot, and I want to know about how can someone go financially free. So, if I want to ask you, what's the quote unquote method or steps to go financially free?
Uh, so there are like a few steps you can follow, and those steps actually called having a healthy portfolio of finances, like a healthy portfolio for an average person. A healthy portfolio looks like, you have to have first, just work on, as I said, income protection, your emergency funds. Do you have enough emergency funds for like at least 6 months? If something happens, or like your car broke down, or you need to send money to your parents or whatever, the reason can be anything. Emergency funds. Then you're gonna focus on, okay, I need to have funds for a midterm of goals. If I have any midterm goals, maybe like in 5 years, 6 years, buying a house, or just like getting married, having kids. Do you have a midterm goals read, like your investments for that? Then comes long term. Can be anything as well, like growing, like some of our pageant queens have children, young children, and are their education is in check. What are they gonna go do? Like grow up. Some queen wants to start their business. So all those goes in long term. The fourth one comes is retirement. How are we gonna retire? We don't know how long we're gonna live. Some people do get into the longevity risk effect, like they live too long that their funds run out. So you have to have the investment for retirement. And the last is generational wealth. We are queens. We are here to help our communities and build a better world for ourselves. And generational wealth can be a charity you want to do after you pass out, like after, or you can like give your the wealth to pass out to your children, your family, your community. So it can be anything. So a healthy portfolio has five components. I'm gonna go again. Emergency funds, midterm goals, long-term goals, retirement, and then generational wealth. So this is how a person can really start thinking about, okay, so now I know these components, how can I fill those up?
And then you reach it. If you reach the basics, you can obviously have the big
Yes.
surprise. That
Yes.
is freedom.
Yes,
Which
yes, for
obviously
sure, for sure.
everybody wants it. I want it. You want it. Everybody wants a freedom. So now comes my favorite part. That is self-improvement. As you told me, this is the third philosophy of the new art of living.
Yes.
And beyond the Sash, who's empowered by personality pageant organization, and we have the one and only Sophia Leah, who is also a founder of this big organization, Personality Pageants, herself, and she is also having Health Us and Wellness magazine, which she wants to promote and also make it accessible to all the people who might need to know all those stories and work on themselves. And let me tell you, every girl, if you are in the pageant already, if you are not in the pageant, this pageant is empowering all the women to become better, empowering all the women to own themselves, to own their own authenticity, and come up, make a community, and help each other up. So this is the best thing that I know. But let me take not a lot of time. I will just introduce you to Sophia Leah. How are you today?
Thank you so much for such a kind introduction. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on this episode and recording. I really appreciate it, and I'm just glad to be a part of such an important conversation.
Oh, that's amazing. We are so inspired by you. Trust me. From such a young age, you have this amazing organization, and you are doing such an incredible job. We are all inspired by you, and you are the diva. There's no lying about it. And because I love the word diva, I feel like this has the most empowering channeling vibrations to it, like diva. So I love to dedicate that word to people who are empowering each other. And can you tell us something about what inspired you to become the founder of this big organization? What was your story?
Absolutely. So it all started with my mental health and wellness magazine. And that was during COVID times. So during the pandemic, everyone was cooped up inside. And obviously, a lot of people were also struggling with whether that's loss, not being able to see their family, loneliness, and then just overall mental health kind of going downhill. And loss of connection, that's a big thing too. Just, not being able to see your people, not being able to see your friends. That all really contributes to your mental health and your well-being and how you're doing. Like, as human beings, we crave that connection and being able to see each other and connect with each other. So I think COVID was a particularly hard time for so many people. So I think
Yes.
just seeing that and seeing, the pandemic affecting so many people, I thought it would be so cool to create something that could really help people. And, a free resource, anyone could access it anytime. They don't have to pay, they don't have to, jump through hoops to access it. It's just something really easy. It's real, it's raw, it's right there. It's something that they can access anytime. So that's when the idea began. And instead of, a magazine that's written all by editors or psychologists, which don't get me wrong, could also be amazing, I really wanted it to be something very authentic to each individual person. So when you open it, you can find something relatable instead of finding a column of here are 5 steps to perfect your mental health, which doesn't even exist. Instead, it's reading someone's real story, their experiences, what they've been through, and basically every story being someone's real experience. And the beautiful part of it too is, of course, everything is grammatically correct and spelled correctly, but it's not written by professional writers or authors, and that really allows it to have kind of that authenticity and rawness to it because you're just reading someone's plain old story. And the whole, idea there is that you read it knowing that you're not the only one who's been through these things. And maybe it's not your exact story, but it's something very similar. So the whole concept with the magazine is people helping people. Um, it originally started kind of as teens helping teens because we did think it would be more so geared towards teens. But then, very often parents would pick it up for their teen and they'd flip through and then see a story about something that related for themselves. So then we did diversify, some of the different stories we were putting in there to make sure that there's something for everybody. But there's
Yes.
kind of the Cliff Notes version of how the magazine started. From there, a year later, personality pageants began. And, kind of for similar reason, I really, loved pageants and grew up watching different beauty pageants and thought they were amazing. Such a good opportunity for young women to connect and make friends and network and grow their confidence. However, I personally did pageants, but I didn't love that some of them did have some superficial standards, and it was very based on, who's the tallest or who's a certain size or, who has different things like that, the biggest social media following. And I just thought this is such a good platform. It's such a good way for women to grow. However, there are some things that I think could also hinder them. And that's where the idea of personality pageants was kind of born, if you will, because instead of those things, we said, let's prioritize what we really care about. Interview, platform, social media, as in connecting with your community, not as in who has the biggest following or, who will get the most engagement. We really wanted to be about what we find important, right? And those values. And that's exactly what it is now. And, our title holders and delegates play a huge role in that, being such advocates in their community and getting to work together too, just like, right now, you two are working together on something so wonderful. So those connections are such a big part of our community and why it makes it special. The sisterhood, our values, our slogan is empowered by personality. And what that really means is that instead of being empowered by looking the best or wearing the most beautiful dress, we're empowered because we're being our true selves and putting that out there. And that's what the pageant is really about. And, in terms of personal growth, over the years, I've seen so many girls show up to pageant week or pageant weekend on day one being so shy or almost not even coming down to registration because of anxiety, which I completely understand. And just thinking, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if they'll like me. And then they pushed past that. And by the end of the weekend, win or lose, the confidence that they gained is just really special. And I think that really speaks to the personal growth that comes with it. Um, because now all of a sudden, they've met these new friends, they feel more confident talking about their platform, they have learned these skills that will not only help them in pageantry, but in real life, right? Whether that's interview, public speaking, social media, working with brands, there's all these different things, right? It just depends on the year. But I would say that's the most special thing to see is the growth that can happen in such little time as well.
Yes.
I
I
definitely
really
agree with
wanna, yeah, yeah, like I it really like personality pageants have changed my life because when I was younger, I was not get I they like one of the organization did reject me because I wasn't tall enough. I'm just average. I'm 5'4", and then their cutoff was 5'7". And it was back in India, and I was young, and then there was like a cutoff for age as well. And when I come across your organization, it really did change my life because I was able to fulfill my dream, my lifelong dream, and being here. Even like connecting with, like, when you walk into the registration, you look around and you're like, oh my God, all the girls are literally like yourself, and you do not feel like you're an outsider, which was really, really connecting part for me. It was a game changer for me. So thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I want to share my part as well. I really love the fact that everybody can come in there, everybody can support their own platform and authentically present themselves, and they don't have to worry a lot about how they were built by God,
Yes.
honestly, because that's the least important thing. But how you're spiritually, how you're internally, that's what matters the most. Because if you're healthy, if you're happy, if you're loving from inside, honestly, all outside things are just the ones that can fade away. But also we want to encourage a lot of women, because I know that there's a lot of women who want to come up and advocate for the causes, and not let the same things happen that they have observed in their own life, and change other people's life. So this platform gives them a really big stage to advocate for what they really truly believe in. And with that, I also want to know something, that I want to encourage other people as well. And same do you do, that you want to bring more women to participate in such pageants, to get that stage and that platform to advocate for their own cause. So how can financial aid be of any help to mental health and wellness, and how can this promote with your pageant?
I think financial aid can definitely play a big role in that just because, when you're stressed, really stressed about money and money's very tight and you don't have money for certain things, and, I'm talking even just down to essentials, that takes so much of your time, your energy, your focus, and that stress plays a really big toll on you. So when there is, financial aid available for someone who really needs it, I feel like that makes such a big difference because now there leaves a little bit more room to focus on their goals, focus on healing, focus on improving, focus on, those little things that really matter to them. But when money is so tight and money is such a stressor and you can't make ends meet, it's like you're living in a survival mode, right? And you can't really feel like, oh, yes, I'm chasing after my dreams. And for some girls, even let's say that's doing a pageant, right? If that's what they really want to do and that's something that's going to allow them to meet friends and, make all these connections and grow, but there's that financial barrier, it can stop it, right? Like as simple as that. It can really just put kind of a roadblock there.
Mhm.
So when
Yes.
there are things, whether it's, financial aid, whether it's sponsors in the community pulling through and really supporting girls, that can make such a huge difference because then you don't have to worry about that. Because money, unfortunately, like of course it won't fix everything, but it will help you with a lot of things, fast tracking to, okay, yep, I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to worry about my rent or, I don't have to worry about my registration fee. Now I can focus on X, Y, and Z that really matters to me. So I think that is probably the biggest thing is it just allows you your time and your energy back in a way.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
for sure. When I first got into the pageant, I was so timid. Sophia, you know it firsthand. The first pageant was I was so shy because of the confidence does comes from the financial aid. I didn't have the best dresses. I didn't have the best preparation because I was literally like tapping my credit card everywhere, and there was like an animosity around, oh my God, when this is over. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my debts and stuff. And this is where like my advocacy also came in play. I'm like, before all the problems, the money can be so powerful. It's a biggest tool that can solve a lot of problems. So and that's why like it's so important to empower women financially with literacy so they can achieve their independence and have that confidence. And when I came this year, I was prepared. There was a different confidence in me as well, and it really showed that okay, I'm on the right path, and I can actually focus on things that truly matter and not think about, oh my God, I'm in debt.
Yes. So
Absolutely.
all of these things are what I'm learning is these things are all connected to each other.
Yes.
So if one thing is not in place, if one thing or your spiritual, mental, physical, and finances, they are all four connected together and they work to grow you better and to become even better.
Mhm.
Even if you want to do something better, you need all of these four things in check. And just with that, I know that Sophia, you are promoting the magazine because this is something that we all want to promote, and definitely for that we need to make more copies. We need to make this magazine available and accessible to all the people out there. So, how can we fundraise to promote this magazine and make it accessible to all of these places?
That's a great question. I definitely appreciate that, you're so passionate about making sure it's available and accessible and more people know about it. I think the first thing is awareness. So anyone who wants to share it, whether it's flipping through it online and finding a story that you really like and posting about it and being like, oh, you have to check out this story. Because for so many people, and it's not just my mental health magazine, it's so many different resources. People don't know about them until they come across it, right? So sometimes you just don't know about it until you see it. So sharing plays a huge, huge role in that. And if it's something that you really love and you find it's a resource that works for you, I would definitely encourage and love for anyone to share it. And then as for fundraising, year round, especially through personality pageants, we do hold a fundraiser in order to print hard copies of the magazine to donate them for schools, post-secondary institutions, community centers, some small businesses where it's relevant. to donate these copies, and that just really gets them out in the community. So it's really nice to have title holders and delegates involved in that. And I mean, fundraising for that can be in any capacity, right? There's so many different ways. But I would say those are the biggest things, that and sharing it and just spreading the word, and if you have a copy and you've read it, passing it along to someone else to check it out is really big too. But I think it's just spreading it with the people you love and sharing it that's really big.
Just to promote it, we are going to put the link to fundraise if you want to donate anything that can help somebody make their life better, and also the link to Sophia Leah's organization. And if you want to be the part of pageant and see us there, especially during nationals, while I'm coming as Miss Queen Northern Alberta, but also representing as a delegate of Miss Personality Canada 2025. So I'm super excited for it. But before we let you go, I just want to have your last words on this amazing session Beyond the Sash that we are organizing, empowered by Personality Pageant and empowered by you.
Okay, I have a few last words if that's okay. I'd say the first thing is just, a really big part of this whole journey, whether, you're watching this to grow and to learn, you're preparing for a pageant, maybe you're not, you're focusing on your career, whatever it is, something that I've personally learned lately and have been reminding myself, and I'd like to share this message with others, is, in the pursuit of your goals and going after everything you want to do, everything you want to achieve, try your best to never forget how far you've already come. Because when you keep setting the bar higher and higher, so let's say, January, you're setting your goals and you say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z by whatever date, and then you have done X, Y, and Z. Well, before you even have accomplished that, you've already thought of new goals. And don't get me wrong, it's amazing to have these goals. I'm not saying don't set goals, I would never ever say that. But what I mean is just don't forget everything you've already accomplished, because it is really hard to keep the energy to keep going strong and to, keep reaching insane milestones if every single time you reach it, you discredit yourself by forgetting it 5 minutes later and saying, but I need more. I need the next thing. I need, and that, like I said, is really relevant in anything, whether you're a pageant girl and you're trying to get the provincial or the national title, or whether it's in your career or, different goals you have. It can really apply to anyone. But I think just never forgetting your journey and being able to look back and be genuinely proud of yourself and say, hey, you know what? I know I'm not here yet, but I started here and I got to here. That's really big. And just having the ability to really not forget that ever is going to be really, really important in your success, in your journey, and to also avoid burnout too. Because if you're always raising the bar, you'll never feel like, you got to where you wanted. You'll never feel that growth. So I think that's really, really important. And like I said, I would never say don't set new goals or don't reach higher. Always reach higher, of course. Like always. You always want to be thinking about what's next. But just don't drive yourself crazy doing that and discredit, the months and years of work and healing and experiences that you've had. That's one thing. I have more, but that's one thing I really wanted to put out there.
Thank you so much. I actually had, while you were explaining it, I really make visions of things. So while you were saying that, I thought of a thing, you pat your own back and then push it to go forward. So
Yeah.
you are appreciating what you did and then you push it. So like, okay, now the next thing.
Yeah.
So don't stop, but make sure you pat your back and appreciate what you have done already and achieved your goals till now. And thank you so much, Sophia. But before that, one last thing which we are here for, Beyond the Sash. And I want to ask Kiki about how is this your platform, or how are you going to help women who want to become pageant queen, who want to come often into pageant but are struggling with finances? How are you going to help them?
Yeah, that's a great question. How I'm going to help? It is a finance is a very competitive industry. A lot of women have came across and asked me we have banks and other institutions like Manulife and this and that. Like, why did you get into this? Like, why did you get certified and became made this your whole career? And my answer to this is the difference between transactional approach going to an institution and just having the product bought, and versus educational approach, which is where I came in. I When I got certified, this was very, very prominent from the day one that I am not, whoever is gonna sit with me, I'm not gonna, like, there's no incentive of selling a product. Those products which are available in banks and stuff are not to be sold as a physical thing. The approach that I choose is educating. I understand what my girls are struggling with. Is it with the fundraising? Is it with their actual debts, their school loans? We sit with them. I sit with them. We plan a plan with them. Like, we literally plan and plot how they can get out of debt. There's not, and then what are the products that fits them. I help them tailor the whole financial journey with them. So this is how I help my girls, whoever approach me. And even though, like, if they have any question about money, or like they're just like, oh, I heard this in the YouTube video, or I watched the reel, I didn't understand, and they can like come up and just ask the question, and I would love to help. The second thing I also wanna reflect on is there is a company called Forester CPP. It's a amazing insurance company which does grants for a lot of people who wants to do community work. So if you want to fundraise and do make a difference in a community, and if you have a product with Forester, they would give you grants over $1,200 dollars, and you can put that grant into your community work, and also build your brand as a pageant queen, because this is why we are here in personality pageant. We want to make a difference, and if there are incentives that companies are doing, we should definitely leverage them. Yeah, so if you have any question, my ladies, please come, and I would definitely answer all your money questions.
So, just to sum everything up, I would really bring in the conclusion of this whole discussion beyond the sash, empowered by personality pageants. So, we have learned that you need to become a better version of yourself. You need to work on yourself, take care of your mental health, and to do that, you need to have proper resources. You need to have proper things that are going to guide you through the journeys. You need to know more stories. You need to be a part of people who are pushing you to become better. So all those five people who are around you are the outcome of how your inner self feels like. So if you want to make yourself better, if you want to become better, you need to have that community. And for that, come join us on our pageants. It's for all the girls. It's for all my girlies who want to make a difference and put their story out. Because I mean, we have made our stories and to connect. Look at me, Kiran. We didn't know each other before this pageant. We have met this, and trust me, she is my best friend, my
We
sister.
are
She guides me
inseparable. We are
everywhere.
inseparable. Like, even
And
though
now
Khushleen
we
is
have
in Fort
also,
Mac, yes, like she is
yeah.
in Fort Mac, even though she's like, we literally talk every day. And this is why we love personality pageant. Like, we become sisters for life. And if you guys want to join us, please do. I do want to, sorry to interrupt you, Khushleen. I do want to ask Sophia when the nationals is happening, when the finale is on of
For sure.
nationals.
It's August 23rd in Calgary, and prelims is August 21st. So Thursday and Saturday, both in Calgary. Yeah.
Hey,
Wow, I am so excited for it. Well, if you guys want to see me,
Yes, you
I'm
want to see
coming
Khushleen on
over.
stage.
yes, I'm super excited for it. But the registrations are still open. And if anybody wants to come join us, empower each other and make a community, like, let's join our hands together. We are all women empowering women. So doesn't matter how you are feeling or how you are looking like. It's all what matters is your intentions with it, what you want to bring, what impact do you want to make. So anything, please come join us or watch us, support us, because we're going to grow together. We're going to empower each other, women for women. And let's also thank Kiki as well to make our lives easier and educate us about all the finances that we might need to know, because if we want to support our community, we want to make an impact, we want to make sure that we have proper resources to do that as well. So the forester grants, thank you for giving all the information. I'm definitely going to use it so I can empower my platform, and also all the ladies who are running for pageant. I would encourage them to come and get more information on this. If you want to make a difference, let's make a difference by joining hands together. Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you. And any last words from
Empowered
you?
by personality. Yay! Thank you, Sophia. Thank you,
Thank you, Sophia.
Khushleen, for
Thank
making
you.
Beyond the Sash webinar possible. I cannot be more grateful. And I am just very humbled and honored. Thank you.
Thank you
Oh,
so much, Sophia. Thank you for
yes.
providing this platform.
Oh, of course. I'm so happy that you two were able to connect and have become so close and have grown so much. And thank you also for inviting me to be a part of it. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay, see you guys. Bye. Oh,
Bye.
oh,
Thank
wait, wait,
you.
wait. I have to take a photo before. Like you guys can make like a little hearts and then
Okay.
as
Mine
a
will do the.
yeah. Yes.
Does it do it? Oh no, no, not this one.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sophia, once more, and Khushleen for being here and part of this community. And I really appreciate. Have a great
Thank you.
day, guys.
Of
Bye.
course. Bye.